Hello, my name is Father Nicholas Hadzellis. I'm the priest of St. Demetrius Greek Orthodox Church in Fort Worth, Texas. Today we're going to talk about Holy Friday. Have you been to a funeral? I remember when my father died in 2000, we were in our funeral procession. And it was sad. We were all crying, mourning the loss of my father. And I look out the window, and I see people on the street, in the cars, on the sidewalk. They're going about their day. And my thought was, don't they know what has happened? My father has died. And they go about their business. They don't care. They don't know. They don't know. But for me, my whole world stopped for this duration of time. All the funeral plans bury my father. This is the day, Holy Friday. We commemorate the burial of Christ as if the whole world did stop. The earth quaked, the sky darkened, and still today, all of us feel the effects of the crucifixion and burial of Christ, because we still share in the hope of the resurrection. When Jesus is buried, it is a mystery how we are to understand how God dies. He dies in the flesh. No mistake. On the cross, He suffered. For you, for me. For the whole world. The disciples did not understand what was happening. They couldn't grasp, even though Christ warned them time and again. But their reality was falling apart. They were scattered abroad. They were hiding. But there were a few who stayed by Christ. The Nathanael of Theotokos, John the beloved disciple, and Joseph of Arimathea. Joseph asks Pilate for the body of Christ, and he buries him in his own family tomb. Pilate is surprised that Christ is dead so soon, but he thinks nothing of it. The leaders of the Jewish people, they ask for guards to be set, for a seal on the tomb. And they said, we remember what he said before, that he would rise from the dead. Unless his disciples seal his body in the night, the second deception will be worse than the first. The reality is no deception. And the consequences were so much greater than just Christ teaching a new teaching. That Christ showing a different way of living, showing compassion to one another, even the sinners, the Pharisees, the publican, the harlot. He showed compassion to the untouchable, the unspeakable, the unlovable. And we crucify him. But when he is risen from the dead, the whole world is turned upside down. We are thrust into a new reality. That the ripple effects we are still feeling today. That God is crucified on the cross for us. And He is risen for us. When we were unlovable, He loves us. And though we may be unforgivable, He forgives us. Within the church, during the services on Holy Friday, It's a vesper service where we take Christ off the cross. And like Joseph of Arimathea, we wrap him in clean linen clothes. And we shroud him. And we put him in the tomb. The altar, darkened, becomes the tomb of Christ for us. And eventually he is put on the cubukion that is beautifully decorated. And in the evening, we do a procession around the church as if we are in that same funeral procession. This year will be different. But the years pass. We'd see cars drive by. We'd see people stare at us. What are we doing? Oblivious to what has happened in our life. That Christ is crucified and buried. They'll go about their business. But we will continue this holy work of reverence and love and worship of Jesus Christ. His epitaphos is carried around the church. We sing beautiful hymns of lamentation, of mourning. But all of this mourning is followed by the glorious resurrection. The joyful news of an empty tomb. The hope of all Orthodox Christians. Holy Friday is the funeral service of Christ. That although he dies and is laid in a tomb, we should have no fear of the tomb from this time forth. Because Christ conquers death through his own death. So we may live a new life in Jesus Christ. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for having me speak to you. God bless you. Kalopaska. Kalianasisi. Christos and Christ is risen.